back to Different Style Whites,
Yeah! Woo!
the authoritative podcast about different style fights, the life-giving antidote to the insidious, smooth, cooperative mono style. We are
Wow.
here. Yeah. You like that? Off dome.
Oh, oh. See
Oh,
that?
I'm fired
That's
up.
that's why you're the brains and I'm the brawn.
I don't know about that. We
Yeah.
are we're here for the sorta kinda denouement of the great Karate Forces versus 01-MAX feud. But before we get into that, I want to embarrass my great pal Jom here and do a plug right up front before we turn your
No.
big beautiful brains into a fine pulp Masashi
No.
Aoyagi style. Because he has blessed the world with a piece on his wonderful Dragon Screw blog that literally no other man on earth had written. So tell him right off top what you have cooked up, Jommer.
Okay, so I did this thing called Gaze. It is a list. Um, Tis the season and all that. We're in GWE season still. Somehow we're still in it. Because
Yeah.
we're dealing with the most prolonged release schedule of fucking ever. Like
When we already know the names, we know who they are.
we,
Just tell us
we
the number.
yeah, we know who's all gonna be there. We just don't know the order. Like I thought this was ending like a week ago, but it's not. So tis the season still. Uh, I released a bit of a post that I worked on. Uh, the idea came to me, I want to say, this past Friday, so that would have been the 22nd. And I did a couple voice chats with a couple friends discussing the idea and getting it plotted out, but it is a list of the 101 greatest unknown Japanese wrestlers. So there's some criteria I set, and I go into detail on that in the actual post. But it is pretty much a bunch of wrestlers who have little to no chance of making it onto GWE lists. Really, no chance of even getting nominated. Um, and it's all of those guys getting their little shine from me on my dumb little blog. Uh, I got it written in about 4.5 days. I would just come home from work and spend like an hour or two writing it every night. It is nearly 20,000 words long. I'm never doing anything like that ever again. Fucking never. But
Yeah,
like,
I read the whole thing on my phone in the shower, and it was like the longest shower I've ever taken. But it was incredible, and I hate to throw you off at the beginning like that, but I wanted to get that out there because it's a monumental thing and it
I,
rocks. And if people
I,
listening to this like this podcast, you'll dig all this stuff.
I was gonna say, I appreciate that, and I also think that people listening to this would like it because there are a lot of people who we have talked about on this podcast who appear on the list, especially
Yeah,
the
two
karate
today.
fighters. Yeah, two of the people we're going to
Yeah,
talk about today are actually on that list. One of which is very highly ranking, but you won't know who or where. So I guess go check it out. I'm gonna
yeah.
shoot myself for saying that, but go
No,
go
go
check
check
it
it out. I'll
out.
say it. Go check it out. We, we can talk about some maniacs now, but I didn't want to
Yes.
forget that. So
Oh, thank you, Aubie. And yeah, we got some things to discuss because we are here closing the book on the story of the karate invasion in 01, taking a look at the way it concluded and how it kind of spiraled out of control. But we got to start off with one of the most famous matches from the feud, I guess you would say. Not even in like English circles, but I've seen people talk about this match online, and it's kind of part of the reason why I ever even wanted to get involved in or like get the footage of the feud to begin with, because I had only ever seen Stop the Matsunaga, but I did see some people online talking about this match. Of course, the match I'm talking about is from July 9th, 2005, 01 show. It is Kazuhiko Ogasawara and Masashi Aoyagi against Rikiya Fudo and Fuyuki Takahashi. Uh, Fudo and Takahashi, of course, two of the guys that lost on the big singles match show, the full card different style fight event. They're both here to try and get revenge. They're taking on Aoyagi, who beat Fudo, and Ogasawara, who got completely owned by Kohei Sato. Um, and I will say, after watching that whole show and seeing how Ogasawara was, I kind of came into this not expecting as much from Ogasawara. I don't know if you felt the same, but
No,
like,
no, I did, and a couple things that it doesn't surprise me that this is a match that people talk about. I was not aware of its existence until we watched it, but it is every bit as brutal as the Matsunaga stuff, just in a more permanent damage type of way, I think.
yes,
And
yes,
I did note more than once that this is like the most beastly Ogasawara performance that I have seen. And it is a
yeah.
shock after him getting totally owned.
Dude, he got mollywopped, like completely, like disrespectfully defeated by Kohei Sato. And now here he is as just a complete like murderer, axe murderer karate fighter. Um I will say specifically when I say that people will talk about it, it was like I saw two guys on like 2chan, like the
Oh, wow.
Japanese 4chan thing, because I was like looking up like Ogasawara in Japanese on Google, and I saw a thread on him, and I saw two people like talking about that match, and I was like, wow. Every time I see 2chan like threads where they mention a specific match, I feel the need to go watch it because I'm like, why are they feeling the need to call this out? Because usually the threads are all just like unfunny jokes or like very funny jokes. There's like no in between. Either it's really not funny or it's like someone randomly sending into the chat that Crusher Takahashi is better than Hiro Saito and then not responding to anyone that messages him. Like that's
I guess
that's all you get there. So
wrestling fans are the same all over the world.
yeah. Um,
Cars are
but
cars, as Paul
this
Simon said.
match, yeah, this match is just evil. Like I hesitate to throw that word around because it's been used a lot, but this match I feel like totally deserves it because they are on something from the jump, and it is
It's
from the jump because they
Yeah, they
jumped them.
they jump them, and it was very funny when I saw the ring girls with flowers because I was like, what's happening here? This is not a normal 0-1 occurrence as far as I know, but I think it was just there so Oyagi could get his bit
Yeah,
off because they jump him and he takes the flowers and smacks him with them a couple times, smacks
yeah,
Fudo with them, and
yeah.
immediately Ogasawara takes Takahashi into the crowd, and like the next time we cut back to him, Takahashi is already spewing blood all over Ogasawara's gi.
Dude, it is so funny because it's like Aoyagi and Fudo having a little crowd brawl where it's like great, like full like spotlight on them. Aoyagi is throwing like awesome punches. You have said multiple times that he throws like territory, like American punches almost, and this is the most I have felt that because he is throwing such great like heaters to the dome. Um,
And
and then he just
Ogasawara does the same thing. He picked him up
yeah,
somehow by osmosis or something because he's doing it here
yeah.
too.
Yeah, but it just cuts back to fucking Fuyuki while they're like having their little skirmish. It cuts back to Fuyuki Takahashi, who is in like the ninth circle of hell. Like he is gushing blood already. Ogasawara, the light hits him, and Ogasawara is like already covered in blood all on his gi. We are a minute into the match.
It's wild. And there's a quick cut from him just wide-eyed in disbelief at how
Dude.
much he himself is gushing. And we cut
Yeah.
back to the ring, and Oyagi front kicks Fudo in the chin, which I'm not sure I've
Dude.
ever seen in a wrestling ring. And then heel kicks him in the occipital lobe, and we've got a 2 count like 20 seconds in.
Yeah. Oh
And
god.
Aoyagi too, like Ogasawara is like he's a monster in this. I've seen a lot of Aoyagi matches. This is like the way he is locked in on these kicks, everything is just pinpoint and full force.
Yeah. Uh,
Like
the
even for him.
only
Like,
yeah, like the only immediate comparison I can make with Aoyagi is that, and we never have gotten around to covering it, but it's one of those things that we've said a couple times. Oh, we'll get to it maybe one day. The Aoyagi Ryuma Go series, like Aoyagi's
oh,
second big feud after the Onita stuff, when he had signed on to the really shifty Pioneer Senshi contract and kind of gotten butt fucked by the Pioneer Warriors by that. But like he comes in and does those matches, and I've always had like the mental, like my fucking canon for the match is that Aoyagi is really pissed off about the shitty contract that he was kind of duped into signing, which is why he works with Ryumago like that, because
it sure seems like it.
that's the only time I've seen him so precise and like aggressively violent, because he's violent, but he's violent in the for the sake of, winning the match and proving karate superiority. There's only been a few times where he's been violent for the sake of, like, I want to injure someone, and the Ryumago one ends with him popping Ryumago's eye
Oh,
out, so
oh, dude.
like
I I was gonna say trigger warning eyeball stuff because
yeah.
I obviously I'm ghoul and I love this shit. I cannot watch the eyeball stuff. It put me off on
Yeah.
that match
Yeah.
forever. I've
Yeah.
actually have never sat down and watched the Vader Hansen deal for that reason.
Wow.
That's the grossest thing in the world to me. I am not sensitive, but eyeball stuff horrifies me. But yeah,
No, that's fair.
it is like it is on that level because you know Takahashi obviously like he spends the whole match like squirting. Squirting. There's
Yeah.
an old Kids in the Hall sketch where this guy has like a minor bleed from his ear and it just progresses to like spurting
Yes.
until he dies and he's in heaven and his ear is still spurting blood, and that's what Takahashi's doing. But I mean, Fudo might be getting it worse
Yeah,
from
at the
Aoyagi.
very least, in this first half, like, Fuyuki Takahashi is the more, like, striking image, because for these first few minutes, he's already bleeding buckets, and he's only gonna bleed more as the match goes on. But at least for the first half of the match, I would also probably argue Fuyuki's getting it worse, or Fudo's getting it worse, because like, he gets all of the Aoyagi punishment, and then he finally gets like a awesome shotgun drop kick, and then a arm
A
bar over
dragon
the top.
screw. Go read the blog.
Dragon screw. That, yes, yes. Uh, but then Ogasawara comes in and lays into him with goddammer kicks and the craziest fucking like snapping axe kick. And Fudo sells it in the way that he always sells that shit, and I love it. He like scrunches his head neck up like he's a turtle trying to retract into his shell, and he like slowly falls backwards, and it's so good. But he's getting
Yeah,
his ass kicked.
he has like a little comeback, and then he tags in Takahashi, and I was having flashbacks to when Masato Tanaka did the same thing.
Yes.
But he does spend the whole time Takahashi's in the ring there, just like recovering on the floor.
Yeah. Uh, I know we said it with the Aoyagi Fudo singles match last time, and of course the focus here is most of the karate guys, and Fuyuki is great, but God, I don't know how you see Fudo's performance in this match and don't think to yourself, man, we should give him like an upper main event, like main event run after this, because he is so awesome, and he has it so figured out. He's got the great selling and shit, but mostly for him, he just has the like coolest offense ever. Like, he's
Yeah,
nailing
he's
sliding kicks and brainbusters and backdrops.
oh, he's one of those guys that, and he may literally be one, but that I will like watch a couple matches and I'll DM you and be like, "Hey, why isn't this guy like all over everything? What's the deal?"
Yeah,
Which
how did he slip?
there are a few people on your list like that. Phantom Fudakoshi, like it hit like why? Why did this guy never get a bigger run? Because I've probably seen 10 Fudo matches and he's been beast in all of them.
Yeah, I've done the thing for a few people now where it's like I'll make an agenda list. Like I did it for Makami, Tarzan Goto, Aoyagi. Um, I think honestly speaking, the first one I ever thought of doing was probably Rikiya Fudo, and that was like 4 years ago, and I've never gotten around to it. So that might be something I have to do. Like it's he's he is incredible, and he deserves so much more. He deserves so much more love. He deserves so much more like success in his career than what he got. Um, just watching these matches, especially seeing him in such a foreign like environment, and he's excelling because he's just he's working it the same way that his fucking hero would. He's working it the same way Vader would. He's just
Yeah.
dropping bombs left and right to respond to like getting kicked in the face. Like that's like what else do you like? That's how he worked the fucking UWF Iron. He would get
Yeah.
beasted by like Kazuo Yamazaki kicks, and he would just grab him and suplex him as hard as he could. Um, God, he's fantastic. But yeah, Fuyuki does tag in, and Fudo goes to the outside to try and recover. Fuyuki immediately just just dies. It's not even like he dies like he gets kicked once badly. He gets kicked in the face, and then like Aoyagi and Ogasawara just immediately start kicking him in the face over and over again.
Yeah, there's a moment where they go to pick him up, and I'm like, I don't think he's selling. I
Yeah.
think that he's like on another planet because he does. There's an Ogasawara kick to his head before they tie Fudo to the post that might be like the nastiest kick of this whole feud.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. God. I don't know why. Like I know why because it's what they do, but like the beating that they give to Fuyuki here in this second half, and I guess we were talking earlier about Fudo gets it worse the first half, Fuyuki Takahashi gets it worse in the second half. Uh, Part of the reason is because Fudo spends the entire second half tied to the ring
There's those
post.
damn belts again, dude.
It is the belt tech.
And
It's
they
not
tried to
fair.
tie him. They tried to tie him by his neck, and they couldn't
Yeah.
get it. So they just double tied him. And then Fuyuki gets like he hits that bath salt Tokon, but I put in here no man can withstand the shit these guys are on tonight.
Yeah. No, it is
Ogasawara throws a couple of like shoot straight punches, and
dude.
Aoyagi throws Aoyagi style Kawada kicks
Yeah.
like for a minute. Like there's
There's
at least 10.
I just there's this point like really early whenever they get Fuyuki back in the ring, and like I think it's around the time Fuyuki hits like the elbow drop on Aoyagi, like the one piece of offense he's going to get for the next few minutes. And Ogasawara walks over and like short range punt kick to the face.
Yeah, that's the
Then
one.
he throws another one, and then Aoyagi stands up and throws one from behind, and then they just stand there for a couple seconds, repeatedly kicking him in the head. It's I mean, you see this and like, how can you describe this as anything but torture? Because he is
Yeah,
bleeding buckets and getting concussed over and over again.
that's where I wrote one of the more brutal Aoyagi performances, which like, and I ended it right there. Like,
Yeah,
come on, dude. And
and
he gets I'm telling you, these kicks are laser targeted, except a jump spin heel kick that he doesn't quite connect on. So he does the classic
oh,
thing where he picks him up and does it again.
and the one he hits him with when he picks him up, one of the nastiest he has ever thrown. Like
Yeah.
full, like side of the ankle, like bone to head connection. So nasty. I wrote in my
And
notes right after he took that kick, I wrote "sent to the angels."
yeah, but he that's where he pins him, right? He pins him off that.
Yes, that is the
The
pin.
second the ref's hand hits the 3 count, Aoyagi is mounting him and punching him in the cut. Like for real.
Yeah, I got to be clear. This isn't like mounted punches work style. He's doing like the very dramatic pull the arm back, swing it down kind of thing. He's not throwing like one every second. He is mounted position, holding him by the neck. He's got like one hand around his neck to hold him up, and he is throwing these quick, short range, like just quick drawback, like like rapid fire punches to the forehead. He's throwing at least like 5 a second over and over again. They are making noise. He is getting
Trying to
blood on
get
his
more
fist.
blood. When he takes the mic for like a promo at the end of this, after the chaos we haven't even talked about yet, and his entire hand is red with Fuyuki's
Yes.
blood.
And like he would have theoretically sat there and continued to punch him in the head for as long as he could because the ref is not able to get him off. He actually pushes the ref over from the seated position. It takes like two guys, fucking Sai and Sasaki both have to run in to pull him off. He is so dead set on pummeling Fuyuki Takahashi to death that God,
Yeah, they do.
why was he working like this? Why is this is like a vacation for him?
Yeah, it was like genuinely shocking, man. This is as again, I said it already. This is as gnarly as any of the Matsunaga stuff, and honestly, probably gnarlier because
Yeah.
Matsunaga is like slicing your forehead, but these guys are just these are legit karate fighters kicking you like what seems to be as hard as they can
Yeah.
repeatedly, and then yeah, not d- doing bar brawl punches on people.
Yeah.
And it gets so
Um
I loved the moment where so Sai and Sasaki come out and they're throwing more chairs and smoking them,
yeah.
and I love the crowd is like laughing, which is kind of crazy to watch.
Yeah.
They're like stunned, and Ogasawara like kind of raises a fist like fuck yeah, and Sai jumps him, and the nerdy ass timekeeper that he bullied on the first show
Yes.
comes over to get some shots in.
Dude, the fucking the the Ogasawara like side bum rush is so funny because there had been like I want to say a solid 15 seconds since there had been anything because at this point, I think Sasaki had helped carry Sai and Fudo to the or Fuyuki and Fudo to the back, and Aoyagi had already started walking back to the other side of like the backstage area. Um, and Ogasawara is in the process of walking to the back. He just turns around, looks at the crowd, and does the Austin double fists in the air
Yeah.
and looks one way, looks the other way. You can see him pull down his arms really fast in shock, and then Sai comes careening from the other side of the screen and just throws him into the crowd. Like there had been no action for a good 20 seconds. Match over, brawl over. And then it just restarts, and then here comes the ring announcer. It just comes over and starts like throwing his fan at him and picks
Yeah,
up
he
a chair and throws
spin
it
at
at
him
him.
twice, yeah.
Oh,
And, they've got those connected folding chairs that they
yes.
hit him with, and then when it cuts back to Aoyagi, he's got the 4 connected folding chairs on his shoulder like he's carrying a bazooka.
Yes, dude. Like Sai and Sasaki, it's actually like a fucking like a bit because they're like beating him up and then they look over to the side and they both run off and then the camera pans over and here comes Masashi Aoyagi carrying like 10 folding chairs on top of his head ready to throw them at them. uh
Yeah, this was awesome, dude. This is the
yeah.
first time I've seen this, and, I mean, everything we watch is good, but, like, I was not prepared for this.
No. I think the first like half of the match is awesome. It almost feels like I think I wrote in my notes that the first portion of the match isn't like as energetic as some of the stuff from the singles match show. But those are all like minute long bursts. Like most like like I think half of them were like less than 5 minutes long, just bursts of energy and violence and stuff like those. So like this is just a more extended one, kind of slowed down. But that whole second half is one of the most harrowing things I have ever seen in wrestling. Like it is just two professional karate fighters, masters of their style, beating a rookie within an inch of his life as he bleeds out. Like it is we are not going to talk about many things on this podcast that are more brutal than that. I like we have talked about a lot of really brutal shit.
Yeah.
We talked about the Vader home fight where Vader is like bleeding out. We have talked about the fucking the first Aoyagi Onita where Aoyagi is bleeding out. Like which what a crazy switch over fucking 16 years later. Here's Aoyagi making the young guy in this situation bleed like a stuck pig. Like they're really this is a scarier finish than like all of that shit. This is like fucked up.
Yeah, from the moment he gets back, I think he hits. You said the elbow drop. He hits like a drop kick. Other than that, it
Yeah.
is just like, and rapid fire almost implies like that there's some like rhythmic pro wrestling tempo to what they're doing. They're just mauling this guy.
Yeah. It looks like it looks like assault. It doesn't look like wrestling. It just looks like assault. It is it is something to behold, and I think everyone should behold it. Of course, watch everything we talk about. Fucking
Yeah.
especially just god damn man. If you're good with blood, watch this. I know we have some friends like fucking I don't think Korowa could watch this because I know he is not a fan of like blood and deathmatch stuff especially, but like this is pretty brutal. This is pretty
Oh,
fucked up stuff even for this
he should avoid
bronze.
this whole feud.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
case.
god, dude. Yeah, we're not even done with that yet.
Yeah, I sent it to you too. Like when I downloaded this, the little thumbnail that Stasher made was just the post match promo where both
Yeah.
their gis are covered in blood.
I have a so I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you, so I'm pulling back the curtain both for the listeners and Aubie. Whenever we talk about the
Oh my!
matches, I will throw them up in a VLC with the volume off, and I'll just hit the arrow buttons back and forth to make sure I'm not like getting lost in the sauce with my
Yeah,
notes. And I'm actually sitting on the exact frame of the thumbnail that you were talking that you sent me. Like this, it is. It's like Aoyagi ate a sloppy fucking burger, dude. He is covered in red.
it's so
Like,
nasty, and it's like broad daylight too.
yeah, they're just
Imagine like
outside.
driving
This,
by and there's two guys in gis that are covered in blood.
the fucking sun is shining. If I okay, I don't know if I'd ever noticed this. I think Aoyagi has blood on like the side of his face. I don't even know how he got that, but there's like blood on
Platter.
like his left cheekbone. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, man.
awesome, awesome match.
And
Oyagi, goddamn.
yeah, that is actually the last we're gonna talk about Aoyagi here. We there is, I will say, because with the next match we're gonna talk more about how this storyline is kind of ending to lead into the storyline that it's partially responsible for creating, or basically entirely responsible for creating. Um, Aoyagi is actually not entirely done with this. We just don't have the footage of his like final part of the storyline because once the Matsunaga like fissure happens and he kind of splits off from the karate guys, Aoyagi actually aligns with Matsunaga because he's fucking Matsunaga's his boy. He trained Matsunaga. His allegiance is with his trainees more so than it is this general karate coalition. So there's like a Aoyagi Matsunaga like singles match that goes to a no contest because the other karate guys get involved, and that leads to Aoyagi teaming with Matsunaga to beat up Ogasawara and Hirotaka Yokoi. And I'm sure that match is amazing, and I would love for it to just randomly show up one day.
Yeah, that's one of those things you just stare at on Cage Match and you're like,
Yeah.
damn. What I'm curious about, and this plays into the next match, is it seems to me that there should have been a Sai Oyagi match. It feels like the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
especially after Sai has, and spoilers for the next match, completely owned Ogasawara again.
Yeah, I think again it's kind of them playing into like Sai Ogasawara is the pairing because that was Ogasawara's debut match was against Sai. Sai has always had a chip on his shoulder because that match ended with Sai getting completely knocked the fuck out. So that and Ogasawara is in at least in name he is the leader of the Karate Coalition. So they kind of are always going to establish that as like the matchup for this, but I mean, even in this match, again, you can feel it that Aoyagi just feels like he is the guy for this. Even if he's not the one actually leading the troops, he's very clearly the strongest guy they have. And with the post match promo from the end of the show on the last pod, like Aoyagi was leading that promo. He was the one commanding the troops. He was the one that called in Koki Kitahara to help them out. Like he's if anything, it feels like he has almost taken over this group, but they just never really go into that. I think that's probably because they've realized that the karate storyline is about to have run its course, and they're maneuvering it now into the Matsunaga one. But we do have this one more match before we move into that. Uh, this match is from August 23rd. This is Kazuhiko Ogasawara and Akio Kobayashi against Ryouji Sai and Osamu Namiguchi. Uh, and there's a VTR that they have before. This is another hype video, and it shows that Matsunaga is showing up like before shows to attack wrestlers. Like he's showing up at Kurikan Hall while people are coming into the arena before the show starts. He has bum rushed Fudo at the merch table. He has dragged him around the ring, stabbing him in the face. And they kind of hype up because the main event of the show we're talking about is the Fudo Matsunaga singles match, which we're not going to be covering because that's part of the other storyline. But that's that just to give context, that is what is also going on at the same time. And then we go into this match with dramatic martial arts music segueing directly into the Offspring.
Yes, and back in the impossibly dark Shinkiba.
So good, so good. Make it darker.
Yeah,
Bring the
there's
lights
a
down.
moment late in the match where they cut to the crowd brawling, and it's like literally pitch dark. You can't see
Yeah,
shit. Just a
you're like
black screen with the Samurai TV logo on it.
you're trying to like keep track of these guys, you just can't. But
But
we
it
get into
starts
this match.
yeah, Sai is immediately eating up Ogasawara again.
Yeah, dude. Immediately eating him up, and they're like Ogasawara's getting like a couple moments in, a couple like good punches, because Ogasawara's like chest punches are fantastic. Um, but Sai is generally just owning him with this little skirmish they're going through. And then he does the fucking German suplex thing again. This is like the
Again,
fourth time he's done it. he's
the
he
signature sack of shit dump. I think he does that
that's
on Kobayashi though.
oh, does
Yeah,
he? Oh,
because
he does.
Kobayashi hits like so.
Oh no, no, I got it pulled up. He does do it on Ogasawara.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
but right before that, Kobayashi hits like a jump spin chop, which I've
Oh no,
never seen. Was that
that was
Ogasawara?
that was still Ogasawara.
Okay, I just had
Yeah.
that wrong in my notes.
No, you're good because that I had specific note of Ogasawara does the 360 spin Baba Chop.
It's wild.
It's so awesome. Uh
Oh, I just
and what
assumed it was Kobayashi because everything else he does in this is so sick. His kicks sound like he has kick pads on, but he fucking doesn't.
no, he doesn't. Like like I think the pants come up in a second. Like he just kind of has normal boots on, but he's throwing the scariest fucking kicks ever. Absolutely killing Namaguchi with them. Uh, it like cuts over in the middle of their fighting, and like Sai and Ogasawara is having a kickoff outside the ring, and they go for a full like Shinkiba brawl, like Kurikan brawl style, like dragging him
Yeah.
around. And there's this great moment where they go outside and it pans over, and the door, like the back door to get into Shinkiba, just has a picture of a lady with fat boobs on it. Big old knockers as you're hanging out watching Mr. Ganosuke shows or something.
Oh. Japan. And while they're brawling out of doors, uh, Kobayashi is doing heart chops and heart punches.
Okay, I made specific note that if Akio Kobayashi was given a more permanent gig in Zero One and his finisher was the heart punch, he would be the most over wrestler ever. Because his punches to the chest are so crazy. Like, I have never seen anyone else throw a better chest punch ever. It is like incredible how good his are. And he hits one on Namiguchi where Namiguchi like slow collapses into the corner, and I totally would have bought if they were going to play the gimmick that Namaguchi's heart is like stopping and he's having like a
Yes.
like he's going into cardiac arrest.
Yeah, Stan Stasiak style. It's he is murdering, and then and then when Sai and Ogasawara come back in to the frame out of nowhere, Ogasawara is wearing a traffic cone on his head like a dunce hat.
Yeah, dude, I, I, put, I put in my notes who you call it Pinhead. Like, he looks, he's fucking just cut back. Oh, someone's got the big cone on his head. uh, God. But no, it's like, and I think like right after that, because it's like all this funny shit of all the brawling outside and the big booby poster and the Sai putting a cone on his head. And then they get back in the ring and Sai is like fighting with Kobayashi, and then Ogasawara comes flying in from the side and lands a jumping sidekick like Karate Kid style right to the face.
To his
Like,
ear.
yeah, he does land it to the ear.
Holy shit, dude. That's when they cut back to the outside and it's literally just a black screen. But then when it
Yeah.
comes back, he does a running heart punch.
Yeah. I think the running heart punch is the one where I was specifically talking about where Namaguchi collapses like he's having like a heart
Oh
attack.
my
Like
god.
it's I I mean we talked about it a little bit that Akio Kobayashi, from what I can find, is married to like a famous enka singer and probably doesn't have to work a day in his life anymore. I have no idea what he does nowadays. He might still be doing. I think he's like a businessman, and maybe he still does that. Um, but damn, I just wish they could have convinced him to stick around to do a lot more wrestling. He seemed relatively eager to do it. The fact that he kept showing up for this rivalry and wasn't like a one and done like Kitahara seems to imply that he was at the very least interested in wrestling and had fun doing it.
Yes, I will come and punch Osamu Namaguchi in the heart 14 times. Sure.
Like I I uh I have this guy on the we talked about earlier, the gaze list. I have it on there. I think he's genuinely one of the fucking coolest dudes to have ever worked in this scene and worked in just the Japanese wrestling industry. Um I I really do think that they should have done a lot more with him. He was there at like two different points and they only ever had him for a couple months, and they should have been like, "Man, you should stick around and do this more often." And maybe he didn't want to. Maybe that's why. But fucking he's too good. He's actually
Nah,
too good.
there's no country for karate mans anymore.
no, no country for karate, man. That's the main event of the pod is no country for karate man. But Namaguchi does get some stuff in here. He lands some fucking big old slaps to Ogasawara and a big STO and a choke. Um,
Oh, and he when he gets him in the sleeper, the lights flickered. Did you see that?
I did see that.
I was like, I got to write a 12 paragraph essay in my notes app about this. How
what
symbolic it is.
what could this mean? See, in my head, I saw the flicker, and then like right after, I heard some crashing of chairs. I'm just assuming that Akio Kobayashi tried to throw Ryoji Sai into the breaker box and,
He must
and
have,
electrocute him to death.
because he comes in to break up the sleeper, and
Yeah,
then Ogasawara. I've never seen this. He chops Namaguchi down with ass kicks.
dude, these fucking ass kicks because
That's another
Ogasawara
one
has
for Kulo Pro.
Yeah, yes. We got to note that down for the theoretical Kuo Pro roster. Ogasawara with the ass kicks. Um, but the kicks to the ass and the general thigh region, the torque that Ogasawara gets on these kicks, like the angle he throws them at, is so awesome. It's like he like whips his leg upwards and then just swings it down. And it completely chops Namiguchi down. Namiguchi does this awesome like sell where his legs like fly forward, like leg trip style. And then
Oh my
Ogasawara
god.
gets to the side and punt kicks him so hard.
It is loud.
Yeah, it is a it I mean, you said before there was an Ogasawara head kick in that last match that might be the nastiest of the whole feud. I think this might be the one. Like this one for me is I mean, when he got kicked, I said it in my head, I'm like, they're gonna do a knockout win off of that because no way they don't. And of course, immediately ref calls for the bell because Namaguchi is out cold. Like it's nasty,
Yeah.
nasty stuff.
And there's another scrum, and once again, the bell is a suggestion because instead of joining the fray, the timekeeper is just furiously pounding on the bell, like
Yeah.
the old Burt mode.
Yeah. And there is a little skirmish and everything.
And
All the fucking Kobayashi, I think, is the one that gets his belt around Sai's neck and starts like throwing downward 12-6 elbows to the top of his head.
okay, see, I thought that was Oyagi. I thought he had shown up. That's another reason why I was like, man, they should have blown that off
Yeah.
with that, especially since he like, I mean, he handles Ogasawara.
He does. He like
And
he really
every
does.
time they meet, he handles him no problem.
Yeah. That maybe that was the money feud. Akio Kobayashi versus Ryouji side. Maybe that's what they should have built it towards. But yeah, karate guys stand tall. They get Matsuzaki and one of the miscellaneous karatekas to stand there at the entrance ramp, and they go backstage to a talk. Uh, and I will say, I went to the Shoe Pro write up for this match, and they had some of that post match talk like transcribed. And the end of it, you can kind of tell from the way he's mentioning it, mentioning his name. Matsuzaki brings up Matsunaga, and Ogasawara is like, "Well, we brought him in to help defend karate, but we did not tell him to show up at Z1 events like before the show and endanger the fans and
Yeah,
get
and
into
he's
these
almost done
brawls.
no karate.
He's doing no karate. He's just stabbing people. And like, we were okay with that when we needed a guy to stab people, but we don't. And he's not going away. So he says outright that the karate army no longer has anything to do with Matsunaga. We have not endorsed what he's doing, and we have no interest in working with him anymore. Uh,
Well, I can't imagine why.
yeah. Um, yeah, and then you go to the next thing on the show. We didn't watch this for the pod, but I will at least mention there's the Fudo Matsunaga match after, which of course ends with Matsunaga lighting Fudo's face on fire. And I just have to imagine that is part of Ogasawara's realization as he watches that match that I have maybe made a grave mistake. So that leads into the final match of today's episode from the September 29th ZERO1 show, another S Arena show, once again in the very dark Shinkiba. Um, we are talking about Kazuhiko Ogasawara versus Mitsuhiro Matsunaga. No ropes, no disqualification karate rules.
Yeah, this is the ostensible karate match.
Yes, this is
Ogasawara thinks it's a karate match. We get another awesome VTR that has the. If you've watched Stop the Matsunaga, it has the clips that they show like seemingly 14 times a show
yes.
of the various stabbings, and then we do get Ogasawara in the Z1 headquarters that we saw before, and I assume he's asking for the match.
Yes, he is going to Otani and President Nakamura, and he's saying, "Hey, I have been beefing with all of your young guys, and I still don't like them. But let me be very clear: I have no say in what Matsunaga does anymore. I am incredibly sorry. I think he says, "I'm sorry for bringing Matsunaga into this." I think I've seen someone transcribe the full thing
Wow.
before, and he like apologizes for having brought Matsunaga into the rivalry. And he's like, "Listen, I need you guys to let me deal with Matsunaga because he is my problem. I was the one that brought him in. I'm going to be the one that takes him out. Just give me a match against him and I will solve this problem." Uh, and they say, okay.
Because yeah, and then he's training for a karate match. He's
Yes,
trying to do he's trying to do I called them thumb stands.
yeah,
He's
dude,
trying to
that's
but he can't do it. They have to, like, change the camera angle to make it look like he's he's
dude. No,
doing one.
it's so funny because like you can see from the long shot that he's got his hands like flat on the ground. He just can't do a handstand, and then it cuts over, and they got the close in shot. And he's got the thumbs to the ground.
Back in the
It's
damn
fun.
park.
Yeah,
Scaring the
God.
grannies again.
Well, like they keep cutting. They every time they do these training montages, they cut to this footage of like the mountains of like
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah.
and then they're like, "Here's Ogasawara in the mountains of Japan." It's just like a park in
In the
Shinjuku.
middle of Tokyo.
Yeah. And they do show more footage of the most recent Matsunaga mauling, the Kohei Sato match, which is uh, not as like well remembered as a lot of the other matches, but I will say I still think that one is awesome. It's partially not as well remembered because Matsunaga does not do as much crazy stuff. He's just mostly like fork heavy, but Sato bleeds heavy and the match rules, and he does beat up a fan at some point. So,
"Oh, mom, I'm
but
going to the 01 show tonight. I'll be
yeah.
surely I will not get my ass whipped by one of the most insane dudes of all time."
But cool little thing 01 does too, where the VTR ends and they transition from the matchup screen, like on the playing on screen VTR, to the camera pointed at the matchup screen in like the exact same position. So
Yeah.
then it just zooms out and you're like in the arena again. The world's darkest fucking arena because these guys are making their entrances in midnight. uh Ogasawara comes out. He's got the awesome music with the orchestra, and Matsunaga comes out. He's got Flash Gordon. This is like the big fight feel. This feels,
Huge.
it's weird because every time I've said big fight feel before, it's been like with the Shinya Hashimoto stuff or
In
like
the
any of the
dome.
New Japan stuff, like
Yeah.
massive crowd. And this show has like 27 people, but this feels, it definitely, you go into this match and you like know somebody's gonna die. Like you, Ogasawara is either going to karate Matsunaga to death or Matsunaga is going to do what Matsunaga does. And you kind of know, like regardless of whether or not you know what happens next in the storyline, you know how it's gonna go. There's like no question. But god damn does it feel like anything could fucking happen here.
It does, and it starts with the training paying off and feeling like it might be an Ogasawara karate murder because in the 30 seconds
Yeah.
of actual karate that we get, uh, he's laying him in, and he's kind of beating Matsunaga's ass a little bit.
He is. He is like he gets like two like really nasty head kicks and then follows it up with like a running kick to the gut, which is very vicious for Kazuhiko Ogasawara. And I think I mentioned before like some of the 01 young guys did not have as much of a aggression towards Matsunaga as they probably should. And Sasaki seemed like the only guy that really understood like, hey, you got to kill this guy. You can't just like stand there and try to intimidate him. Like you got to go like beat him to death. Uh, it definitely feels just from the way Ogasawara approaches the karate that he knows that he's like, he knows that he's gonna have to beat Matsunaga until he can't get up. So he does. He tries. He lands some really nasty kicks and like chases down Matsunaga to like kick him and shit. And then Matsunaga rolls out, and Ogasawara begs off, like backs off because he knows exactly what Matsunaga's about to do.
And
uh,
it's so awesome because he pulls the leg of his pants up, and we see at home that he has barbed wire wrapped around his ankle. But it's so great when he gets back in the ring and the crowd sees it, and
Yeah.
like there you can hear some people like legitimately pissed. You can hear a woman scream.
Mhm.
But Ogasawara doesn't clock it until he gets kicked like 3 times, and he does this incredible like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" Like
Yeah, he's like
feeling his
ready to
side.
it's like he's about to get right back into fighting him, and then he stops for a second. He's like, "Oh shit! Ow! Wait, my arm's like fucked up." uh, and then Matsunaga rolls back out to the outside, slips the other pant leg up, and he pulls out what I thought was just a normal screwdriver. I was like, "Oh, that's nasty." Um, and but then I get a good shot of him, like, "Oh no, that is like the screwdriver handled Matsunaga blade." Like, and he pulls it out and he does it like Abby style, holding it behind his back to keep anyone from seeing it. And besides the crowd who has like a perfect like full view of it and they're screaming. And then Matsunaga rushes Ogasawara like the fucking Japanese ultra nationalist that assassinated that dude on TV. Like
And
exact same form.
stabs him in the stomach. And I'm not that's not hyperbole, I'm not exaggerating. He pulls a giant blade from behind his back and stabs Ogasawara in the stomach with it.
Yeah, just straight up. And then he goes to the outside and stabs him in the head with it. And again, no hyperbole. He's
Yeah.
not doing it like Triple H style or like any there's like a lot of
Yeah.
blade workers that I like, but they'll do the thing where they'll put the blade like right on the top of their hand. So they're really hitting you with their fist instead of the blade. Matsunaga has his hand on the normal handle the whole time,
I'm
and
handling.
he's swinging down with a knife and stabbing Ogasawara in the face.
And it's so funny the ref's coming over trying to break it up and counting as he just like carves this guy out with a knife.
And Ogasawara does land this awesome, like, three punch head kick combo as he has come up and the lights have shown that he is gushing blood. He gets back in the ring and he tries to stand up and he starts like collapsing and he's doing blood loss selling. And I'm sitting at my computer, like, vibrating with excitement at how awesome Ogasawara is selling. He's selling like he is like powering down from how much blood he's losing, which makes sense because you can see streams of blood leaking from his head.
Yeah, I kind of made fun of him in the last couple episodes because he's kind of a funny guy, but he's pretty incredible in this in the stuff we watched this week.
Yeah. And then fucking Matsunaga
Oh
Matsunaga
my god.
reveals to the world that he has a ranged attack because from the outside of the ring, a solid like 3 feet of distance between him and Ogasawara, he throws a perfect fireball that fully engulfs Ogasawara's head, and you can see a puff of smoke come off his face from it.
It's like Looney Tunes.
It is actually like the best fireball I have ever seen. It totally looks like his head caught on fire. Um, and Ogasawara is like on the ground, grabbing his face, like freaking out because he just got burned. Matsunaga rushes in, runs over to his bag of miscellaneous deathmatch items, pulls out the very small light tube, and axe kicks it over Ogasawara's neck.
It's like an
And
axe kick curb stomp.
yes, and the ref just fucking calls it. The ref is like, "This is done. We are done with this match." Matsunaga wins because again, it was no rules karate, so he didn't break any rules because there are no rules, but he did make like ref's decision. Ogasawara could not continue anymore. Matsunaga then proceeds to stab him in the face with the broken light tube.
Yeah, and that's where you get the record scratch. And bet you're wondering how I got here. Back to the troll cameraman handing Ogasawara some magazines, and now he's dead.
Yeah. God. I mean, this is so gross. And there's a funny thing where Matsunaga like stalks around the ring looking for someone else to kill before he goes, I'll just head to the back.
And then
I think
Ogasawara gets up and does like a semi bow to the crowd, but
okay,
he's holding his head so he can keep the blood in his body.
I loved this because fucking the referee walks over and is like offering to not only offering to Ogasawara like here I'll give you a towel to like wipe you off, but also offering to like help him up. And Ogasawara's like, get the fuck back, like go away. And Ogasawara stands up again. There are like three different spots from his face where he is like steady stream. Like if you took the faucet and like cranked it a little bit, so it's just a little stream of water coming out. Like three of those down his face of blood. He is still doing the four corner karate like bow. You cannot you have to kill this man to keep him from showing honor and
Yeah,
respect to
they
the squared
survived
circle.
the Kumite. So
Yeah. And he walks out and the ring announcer that he like beat up before throws him a towel. Just throws a towel at his feet and Oksawar hits the pose and goes to the back. God.
what
What
a
a
feud.
what a way to end this whole feud. Like this starts with Ogasawara being pissed about really petty shit and wanting to beat up a bunch of young guys, and it ends with him having released the most dangerous monster in this fucking company and then being eaten alive by said monster. But he still respects karate too much to go down like a bitch. Like I I love this, and we talked before on like the first episode about like I love Stop the Matsunaga. I think it is a wonderful feud, and I think like if like I'm not even gonna say that this is better than that because I don't think that that would be fair to say. I think that both the feuds are amazing. Um, what I will say is that you watch the Stop the Matsunaga and you get to the Ogasawara match, and the VTR does enough to clue you in on what's going on. And you get the idea of like Ogasawara is getting killed by the monster he brought in, and that match is still great. But the experience of going through this path to make it to this match, completely different. Because you are seeing Ogasawara try to fight this war that he started, while he also is very aware that he has caused something much worse to happen. And then you get to this match where he has spent the last two matches. We talked about the last two matches on this fucking pod where he is killing these young boys and like destroying them. And then he goes against Matsunaga and dies.
Yeah, this whole thing is like 3 minutes. Like
Yeah,
build it
this
all. Three and a
straight
half
up.
minutes.
It's amazing. I love this. I love this match. I love Stop the Matsunaga as a feud. I fucking love this Karate Invasion feud. I
Yeah,
think
it adds
it
so
is one of the
much.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if somebody went back and made an ISO with all of it together, and you had some of these incredible, just ass beating matches like in between all the gnarliest like gushers ever,
Yeah.
it would be even better. It would be held up even higher.
Yeah, I think that if if the first match we talked about, the Ogasawara Aoyagi versus Fudo Takahashi match, I think if they had done like one ISO of everything instead of just the Matsunaga stuff, and they had that match in there, it would not just be a match that I would have heard about from two random dudes on 2chan. Like this would be a match that people would talk about as much as the Matsunaga matches. Because I think there are only like one or two of those Matsunaga matches that I'd say are more brutal than that tag. Like it is incredible. And the fact that it has slipped through the cracks when this is one of the most talked about, when it's connected to one of the most talked about storylines in our like sphere of this wrestling internet shit. The fact that it is completely slipped through blows my mind.
People just don't respect our patron saint.
They don't. They really don't.
But that's
And they
fine.
don't.
That's fine. We don't need the most annoying people in the world talking about
No,
Aoyagi.
no,
We'll keep
no.
them. Let's keep it, listeners. Let's hold them tight. Me, Jom, and
Yeah.
you.
We're letting you in on our little secret. You gotta. We're letting you in on the most important things. You just gotta hold on to that.
That's right.
We're letting you in on about Akio Kobayashi too, and Kazuhiko
No doubt.
Matsuzaki, and fucking everybody here.
Yeah,
All these guys rule. Everyone who took part in this feud is awesome. Like, I don't know, man. I think
just don't let Sai give you COVID, as John said.
yeah, I guess you know. Yeah, the the one guy in here who was awesome, Ryouji Sai, just just don't stand in the same room as them. Probably don't
Yeah.
stand in the same room as half of these guys. Actually,
No.
watching them on the screen, these guys are awesome.
Yeah, and then just having it wrapped up in the 2005 01 aesthetic
Oh, dude,
sends it
yeah,
over the top.
like everything about this is so good because I love the presentation style of all this. I love this Shinkiba that is plunged into darkness. I love. We didn't even talk about the venue for the first match. The fucking I don't remember the name of the place.
It's like in Nagoya,
Um,
it's big. I know that.
yes,
It's
it
big.
is. I think it is in Nagoya because I think there's like fucking. I think I've seen guys like wrestle there from the Nagoya scene. It is big. It is incredibly green. I even put in my notes. This is the greenest venue of all time.
It's natural Noah venue.
Yeah. It's just um like the everything about this environmentally is fantastic, and the wrestling rules and the wrestlers rule and the different stylers rule, and fucking Koki Kitahara made a cameo appearance and I did not even realize that until like
Yeah.
doing this pod. Like
But it's like
fantastic stuff.
it's simultaneously horrific and hilarious and shocking.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just it could not be presented more perfectly. I mean, you put the jackass stuff on the ISO too.
Yeah.
Saki bumping out of the teacup.
God, yeah, that's like a vital part of that whole show. Is you have to start it with Yoshida Sasaki bumping out of a teacup and Shinjiro Ozani rubbing oil on trainees. Like that's important. That's needed.
And then end it with the karate bow where Ogasawara is holding his brains in, in with his
Yeah.
hand.
God, what a time! What a great fucking time.
Sick. Want to do
Man,
clean up some questions and comments here?
I think we must. Although I will start by saying Uh, Aubie is right when he says cleanup. We are out of the stockpiled questions and comments. So any listeners that are here, if you have sent a question before, send another one. If you haven't sent a question before, send a new one. Like, give us some stuff because we want to hear from you. And again, if we've already heard from you, well, let's hear from you again. But we still have some more to go over. So I assume we want to start with the question.
Yes, yes. A safe catch. Uh,
From
this is from
Curly Kane.
YouTube, I believe.
Oh, would you rather have a different style fight with the father of Chunkook Do, Chuck Norris, or the man considered the greatest fencer of all time, Eduardo Mangiarotti? Uh, that's a good question because I feel like the gut response is Chuck Norris because like that would have been cool. I would have liked to see him as the Texas Ranger or whatever he was. I've never seen the show.
Oh man.
I just know that he came out dressed like that for like his WWF appearance. Oh yeah, Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Like I think that would have been awesome. That would have been funny. That would have been a good time. Do it in fucking WCW and let him face like Glacier.
Oh my god.
Like he would have been a great camp like celebrity appearance for Blood Runs Cold. But I have never considered the possibility of fencing different style, and I don't even know what that would look like. Would we allow the guy to use the sword,
Well, they let
the
Matsunaga
saber?
stab people.
That's
So
true. That's true. They did let him do that.
I I got two things here. One, I'm not sure that a fencer would be cool, like if you played it right. But
Yeah.
But the logical thing for the fencer, that's a little floppy ass thing, man. Just charge him and
Yeah.
backdrop him and half
Just
crab
like
him, and the wrestler
just
wins.
just run over and lariat, lariat, lariat.
Yeah.
Like it's
And Chuck Norris is the subject of like your racist uncle's favorite,
yeah.
joke format, and like Walker is outrageous in the 80s, like rewriting American history shit is also insane, but like Chuck Norris was a legitimately like badass. He was in a
Yeah.
fucking Bruce Lee movie, man.
Dude, the
Like
Bruce Lee
before he
final
became a
fight?
joke, he was a
Yeah.
serious ass motherfucker. So
Yeah.
I'm taking the karate guy, but the
Yeah.
fencing thing would be fun to see, but the
Yes, I was
badass
gonna
taekwondo guy would also be fucking fun to see,
Yeah.
and but that could be funny too.
Yes, I was gonna say, because I fencing more so because I don't know enough about this fucking Eduardo dude. Apologies to all the fencing fans in our fan base. I don't know much about him. Um, maybe he's awesome, but I'm more interested in the novelty of what would a fencer look like in a different style fight. In terms of like what I think would be better, I think it's kind of undoubtedly Chuck Norris. And
Yeah,
you
it's
like
like what
as you
we
said, crazy fucking dude. One of the last media appearances he ever made before he died was like that video talking about how America's going to collapse. um but like he is like, he had the fucking fight with Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon, and he is in like a bunch of crazy ass films where he does crazy ass martial arts, and his like whole joke thing is like as dated as the in Soviet Russia format shit, but like
it really is, dude.
but
Time is
I
a
mean,
motherfucker.
really, he is like icon of the American martial arts like sphere, like the zeitgeist, and
And I think
I
it's
would
it's
love to
sort of
see
the
him do
difference.
something.
It's sort of the difference what we talked about with Ernest Miller doing point karate and Glacier doing full contact karate. Like fencing is like a point scoring sport.
Yeah.
S- if you let him have a different style fight against uh, Pod alum Arn Anderson and let him
Ooh.
turn the little fencing mask around to where he can't see,
yeah.
and he's just trying to stab, and that would be good. But I gotta go. I gotta go violence over Flash here. That's just my preference.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So, but thank you for the question, and it did get us thinking about fencing different style fights, and I again love all the questions, and that was a really good one. And we have one more comment from our good friend Catchington,
The
the
last real
goat,
worker.
the true heir apparent to Onita. Fuck you, John Moxley. Die. Catch said, "Thank you to my goats," with a slash and an
It
equal
says it
sign.
says you quotation mark slash equal my goats.
Thanks for to everything, Jom and Abo especially, cause yeah, I love the pod. Wiz, I was a gift sometime.
And
Catch.
that is a possibility that we have discussed. And if you want to talk
Yes.
about a very special episode, it will be the
Yes.
catch episode.
Yes. One day we will do the catch episode. It will entirely depend on what Catch can find in his side of the world regarding different style fighting,
And
what he can
I
see.
hear he can find anything you want in Greece.
Yes, you can find anything you want in Greece. Um, and but the day that Catch gets that arsenal together, he will join us in the barracks, and we will enjoy some of the greatest wrestling of all time with the greatest wrestler of all time.
True. Do we have a plan coming up or
So I had a plan to begin with. I had a thing that we had talked about a while ago that I was thinking we were gonna do. Um, and I didn't want to immediately do this because I was like, well, I'm like talking about it with our friends. I feel like I should wait a little bit. Uh, but I just made a playlist of a certain rivalry, and I have looked
Oh, that's
over
what I was
all of the
hoping.
matches, and like I can't help but say that we have to do it now. Um, so listeners, will you join us on a trip to Mexico? Because a certain Casas has a problem with a certain kick kickboxer.
Yeah, you can't
there's,
say it.
there's nothing else there.
Yeah.
It's- we're talking about some real shit. We always talk about real shit.
Yes.
Ah,
Well, thank you for taking this Zero 1 Max versus Karate Forces journey with us, and we'll see you next week in the greatest country on earth, Mexico.
yes, sir. Welcome to Chihuahua, motherfucker.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Bye.